loud. And if everyone can turn their videos on as well, please, that would be great. So I can see people and speak to them and ask them questions. Brilliant. Um, so what we are talking about is we are talking about the Madhya Lok, and in the Madhya Lok where humans reside. So if I just show you the charts, the area we're talking about, this area here is Madhya Lok, which is 1 Raju by 1 Raju squared. And inside that 1 Raju by 1 Raju area, there are uncountable oceans and islands, and the humans reside in the first 2.5 islands and the first 2 oceans. That is their boundary. They cannot go outside this area. That is known as Manushya Lok. Manushya Lok is 4.5 million yojans, or 45 lakh yojan. So that's the diameter of Manushya Lok. So if we just go back to this, it says इन असंख्यात द्वीप समुद्रों में से मात्र 2.5 द्वीप तथा उसमें अंतर्भूत 2 समुद्र मिलकर 45 लाख योजन प्रमाण व्यास वाला गोलाकार मनुष्य क्षेत्र है. So मनुष्य क्षेत्र is only 4.5 million yojans. So the names we've seen before, but we'll repeat them again. So right at the center, बीच में जम्बू द्वीप 1 लाख योजन, उसके बाहर दोनों ओर 2-2 लाख योजन व्यास वाला योजन वाला लवण समुद्र. So right in the center, disc shaped, is Jambu Dweep. Then surrounding it in a ring formation is the ocean of Lavan Samudra, which is 200,000 yojans at either end. उसके बाहर दोनों ओर 4-4 लाख योजन वाला धातकी खंड द्वीप, and outside also in a ring formation is Dhati. In fact, if I just show you the chart to make life a bit easier. So if I just go to this chart here, this is the chart about the Dhai Deep. So if I just highlight that, so right in the center, oops, I can't seem to scroll down. There it is. So right in the center, you see this dot, which is Jambu Deep, yeah, which is 100,000 yojan. Then we have Lavan Samudra in a ring formation. That's 200,000 on the east side, 200,000 on the west side. Then we have an island called Dhatki Khand Dweep, and that is 400,000 yojans on one side, on the east side, and 400,000 on the west side. Then we have another ocean called Kalo Dati Samudra, which is 800,000 on the east and 800,000 on the west side. Then we have Pushkar Dweep, which is 1.6 million yojans across, but we are only taking half of that island because humans cannot travel to the outer half. They can only travel to the inner half. So this island called Pushkar Dweep, this is the whole island here, the whole width here. There is a mountain range in the center which runs all the way throughout. In the center of this island called Manushotar Parvat, so humans can only go up to Manushotar Parvat and not beyond it. So it's 100,000, then 200,000 on both ends, then 400,000 here, then 800,000 on both sides, and again 800,000. So when you do the calculations, so it's 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 45 lakh योजन मनुष्य क्षेत्र. मनुष्य इस क्षेत्र में पाए जाते हैं, इसके बाहर नहीं. So if we just scroll down a bit, no, just, so another interesting, what the acharyas do, the acharyas use mathematical formulas to measure, so they give you a formula how to sort of arrive at huge figures. Okay, so in the Triloksar, they've given us a formula as to how you arrive at the next island, the width of the next island or the next ocean. So let me just show you this. This is a very interesting piece of maths given to us by our acharyas over 2,000 years ago. Okay, so just listen to this very carefully. It's very interesting. So what I'll do is I'll do a diagram. Try and find some empty space somewhere here. Let's get rid of this. Make this bigger. Okay, draw here. Let me just see. We can draw here. Yeah, draw here probably. So right in the center is the island of Jambudi. Okay. So this is the trick. So the next island is Laman Samudra. So what we want to know is what is the width of Laman Samudra. So the formula is this. What we do is take the radius from Mount Meru, which is right in the center. So the radius here from Mount Meru to the end of Jambu Dweep is how much? Is how much? Anyone? The easy question. Anyone? Who was going to say something?
50,000?
50,000, very good, 50,000. So to arrive at the width, so arrive at the width here, this width here of the next ocean, okay? What you do is you add 1.5, so it's 50,000 plus 150,000. So for each island, what you do is you add 150,000 yojans, okay? So if you add 150,000 yojans, you get to the width of the next ocean or island. So 50,000 here. So what you do is you add 150,000 to 50,000. What's 50,000 plus 150,000?
200,000.
Very good, 200,000. So this ocean, Laman Samudra, is 200,000. So the radius from this point to this point here is 200,000. So the total diameter is how much? So the radius from here to here is 250,000. So what is the total diameter? What's the total diameter? You know the radius. So how do you get to the diameter from the radius? Very easy.
500.
Come on, guys.
500,000.
Huh?
500,000.
It's so it's 50,000 plus 200,000. Yes, it's 250,000. So the total diameter would be double that, which is 500,000. Okay, so we've got that far. Okay, so the next is the island of Dhatkikand. Yes, so that's the next island is Dhatkikand. So what do you do to the next? How do you get this width here for the island of Dhatkikand? So you measure because this is 50, this is 200. Okay, so that's 250. So to that, what you do is you add how much? How much?
150,000.
150,000 pounds. So what does that come to here?
350,000.
How much? Sorry?
350,000.
No. Just again, look again. So this is 50. This is 50. This is 200. That's 250 plus 150.
400,000.
400. So the width here is 400,000. So the width is 400,000. So if you want to know the whole diameter of this island, which is Dhatkikand, what you do is this 400,000 plus 200,000 plus 50. So that's 650. So you have to multiply that by 2. So that's 1.3 million. That is the distance. So that's the diameter from here to here. Okay. So then there is another ocean called Kalo Dadi Samudra. Kalo Dadi Samudra. So, oops, what I got? So this is Kalo Dadi Samudra. It's not going to do it for me because I'm running out of space. So just imagine. So this distance here, Kalo Dadi Samudra. Okay. So this is 50 plus 200 plus 400, which is how much? Let's just talk in 50s and hundreds rather than 150,000, whatever. So it's 50, then 200 plus 400. So that's 650. So if you add 150 to 650, that is the width of Kalo Dadi Samudra here, which is what? 800,000. So the whole diameter from here to the end here would be how much?
1.6 million.
1.6 million. Again, the same. The next island is the island of Pushkardweep. Okay, so the distance is how much? So you calculate all of this distance here, then to that you would add 1.5. So then that will give you this distance. Then if you add all of this, you double it, that becomes the whole diameter. Yeah, so that's the mathematical formulas given to us by the Acharya. So you will be able to sort of work out. So if I tell you what is the 15th island, sorry, the 15th, if we take the islands and the oceans together, then the 15th place is Nandishwar Deep, okay? So you will be able to then work out how much is Nandishwar Deep. All you have to do is keep adding 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 15 times, okay? And then you double it, so you get the whole diameter for Nandishwar Deep. So that's the mathematical formulas that the Acharya Devs have given us. It's a fantastic formula. So throughout, throughout the Karnanayuk Shastras, the Bhugol Shastras, Geography Shastras, there are littered mathematical formulas. So what these formulas do is, in a very short period of time, you will be able to know the answer to huge mathematical figures. That's how clever the Acharyas were. They knew the log theory. They knew Pythagoras. They knew all of this. We think that the log theory, Pythagoras, this was all invented about 300, 400 years ago. But if you look at the original scriptures written 2000 years ago, the Acharyas used the log system. They were so advanced in their maths. So it's just that no modern scientist has taken the trouble of going through the mathematical calculations in the old scriptures. If they do that, they'll find how amazing the maths was, how mathematical geniuses our acharyas were. Yeah, so that's how we work that out. So if you just go back to the book, everyone clear on that? Yes. Okay. So we just read from the bottom here. So this is what we read. मनुष्य क्षेत्र की मर्यादा मानुषोत्तर पर्वत तक है, जो पुष्कर द्वीप के मध्य में स्थित है. So we've seen the Manushas can only go up to the Manushottar Parvat here and not beyond that. Manushottar Parvat से लेकर स्वयं प्रभ पर्वत के बीच में जो असंख्यात द्वीप है, वहां तिर्यंचों की जघन्य भोग भूमि है. This is another interesting fact. If I just show you this, so what we've done is we've calculated up to Manushottar Parvat, okay? Then if you cross the boundary of Manushottar Parvat, okay, and there are uncountable islands from Manushottar Parvat right up until the last island. Anyone know the name of the last island? Anyone? You have any geniuses? Last island? Name of the last island?
Can I say?
Yes, go on.
Swayambhu Raman Samudra?
Dweep. We are talking about the island.
So yeah.
Swayambhu Ramar Dweep. Yeah, so this is Swayambhu Ramar Dweep. You see, it's this here. Yeah. So that's so from, just imagine that we've looked at 2.5 islands. So from the 2.5 islands, which is Manushottar Parvat, there are uncountable islands, and that takes you to the last island, which is Swayambhu Ramar Dweep. So in all these islands, in all these uncountable islands, okay, there is who live there? Only the Tiryans live there. The 5-sensed Tiryans live there, and it's not Karma Bhumi there. It is Jaganya Bhog Bhumi. I've told you what Bhog Bhumi is. Bhog Bhumi is where you don't have to work for a living, but what happens is there's kalpvraks there, there are trees there, and whatever you ask of these magical trees, you are given, like food, water, house, shelter, whatever you want, jewelry, whatever you want are given to you by these trees. So in these uncountable islands between Manushottar Parvat and this Parvat here, which is Swayambhu, this last island is Swayambhu Ramar Dweep, and this is Parvat known as Swayambhu Ramar Parvat. So this is so in between there's uncountable islands, and only 5 sensed animals in Jaganya Bhog Bhumi live there. So there's three types of Bhog Bhumis. There's the Jaganya Bhog Bhumi, there's the Madhyam Bhog Bhumi, and then there's the Utkrisht Bhog Bhumi. So I've tried to describe to you what Bhog Bhumi is. So where you don't have to earn for a living, you are given all material pleasures that you desire just by asking the trees for this. So if you want a golden necklace, if you want a diamond ring, if you want a Mercedes sports car, if you want, a Tesla, whatever you ask for, you get from these trees. Okay. So there are three types of Bhumi. Jaganya means the lowest. Then there's the Madhyam, which is the middle. Then there's the Utkrisht. Okay. So in the Utkrisht Bhumi, they live a lot longer. In the lower Bhumi, they live for uncountable years, but the lifespan is a lot shorter. And and in the middle, it's middle. So the upper Bhumi, the highest Bhumi, that's where you have the most material pleasures. And in the lower Bhumi, there are the least material pleasures. Okay, so these islands are the lower Bhumi. Okay, any questions on that? Was everyone fine with that? Did everyone get what I'm trying to say? Yes? Haji? Very good. Okay. So that's Madhya, and we saw last time. So there's between the Manushata Parvat and this Parvat here, the Swayambhu Ramana Parvat, there are uncountable oceans as well as uncountable islands. So we've seen what the islands contain. What do the oceans contain? We've touched upon this last time. Does the oceans have do they have fish? Do they have turtles? Do they have snake? Do they have sea life or not? Yes or no?
No.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't. So it's lifeless. So these oceans, these uncountable oceans, they are all lifeless. No sea life. Okay. But the lands have Tiriyanj Bhog. Yes, so that's important to remember that. If we go back to the description here. बीच में जो असंख्यात समुद्र है उनमें कोई जलचर जीव नहीं पाए जाते वहां मनुष्य नहीं जा सकते. So humans cannot travel to the oceans and the islands on the outside. देव तो सर्वत्र सर्व असंख्यात दीप समुद्रों में जा सकते हैं. But the celestial beings, the heavenly beings, they can travel everywhere. So they can visit the bhumis, they can visit the oceans, they can swim in the sea there, they can visit these lands. So they have at their disposal the ability to travel everywhere. So we have a question from Ashi. Yes.
So then what's the do the islands have like the huge bumblebees?
Sorry?
So then do the islands have the huge bumblebees that are like 8 miles
No.
long?
That's only on the last island. Last island. Swayambhu Raman Dweep has huge animals. And the Swayambhu Raman Samudra has huge sea life. And even the what's known as the Chatushkona Bhumi, there you will find huge animals. Let me just show you the chart so you understand. So you see, so these are countless islands, okay? So the last ocean is the Swayambhu Raman Dweep. Here you will find huge fish, a huge whale. So we mentioned this. So the length of this whale is 1,000 yojans, which is 8,000 miles long. Okay, so you find huge animals here. You find huge animals on the outer bit as well. Here, this is the Swayambhu Raman Dweep on the outer edge of this mountain range, and also this Chatushkona Bhumi. So these four corners here, you will also find massive animals like bumblebees, which are sort of 8 miles long. The question from Adi, yes.
Where do Jaganya, Madhya, and Utkrisht Bhog Ji live?
Where? So we've seen where the Jaganya Bhog for the Tiriyanchis, yes, which is the islands here. But when we look so because you've asked the question, I'll answer the question now since you've raised it. But this is the island of this is the central island of Jambudip. Okay, yeah. So this is where we live. The Bharat Kshetra here is where we live. Okay, this piece of land here. Can you see this pink piece of land here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where the Jaganya Bhoomi is. Jaganya Bhoomi is there. So this Jaganya Bhoomi, this is the everlasting Jaganya Bhoomi. Okay, so it's a Jaganya Bhoomi all the time. Okay, and this land here, which is bigger, can you see where my pen is?
Yeah.
This is the Madhyam Bhoomi. Again, this is the everlasting Madhyam Bhoomi. And you see this place here, this pink piece of land here.
Yeah.
This is called Dev Kuru, this is called Uttar Kuru. That is the Utkrusht Bhoomi. Again, that is the everlasting Utkrusht Bhoomi. Okay. And also in Bharat Kshetra, we have Kal Parivartan. So time changes. So we have time rotation. So in the first era here where we are, there was Utkrusht Bhoomi. Then after a long period of time, where we are here and also in the Airavat Kshetra in the north, in the second era, there was Madhyam Bhoomi. In the third era, there was Jaganya Bhoomi. In the fourth era, that's where the Karma Bhumi started. Okay, so we are now in the fifth era. So we are in the Karma Bhumi stage. But where we are living now, in Harrow, in Pinna, in Mumbai, or whatever, that used to be, first of all, countless years ago, used to be Utkrushт Bhoomi. Then it converted itself to Madhyam Bhoomi. Then it converted itself to Jaganya Bhoomi. And now we are in the Karma Bhumi stage. Yes. So this is just the island of Jambudip. Similarly, when you look at the next island, which is Dhatki Khand, that also has a similar structure. So once you understand this structure of what Jambudip looks like, the other two islands are very, very similar. So they have their own Madhyam Bhoomi, their own Jaganya Bhoomi, their own Utkrush Bhoomi. They are so they have a very similar structure. That's why it's so important to understand this. If you understand this, what's found here, then you will be able to understand the other two islands. Yes, is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let's just, if no one else any questions, we can move forward. क्या पशु पक्षी सर्वलोक में रहते हैं? पशु पक्षी तो पंचेंद्रिय है, वे कर्म भूमि तथा भोग भूमि में रहते हैं. So birds and five sense animals, they live in the karma bhumi and they also live in the bhog bhumi. However, Vikalendriya means the two sense, Dvindriya, Triindriya, Chaturindriya जीव मात्र कर्म भूमि में पाए जाते हैं. So Dvindriya means earthworms and the like, seashells, earthworms. They are two sense beings. They're called Vikalendriya. So Vikalendriya means the two sensed, the three sensed, and the four sensed. Okay. So the two examples of two sensed are earthworms and seashells. Examples of three sensed, three indriya are ants. Chaturindriya are moths, butterflies. They're four sensed. So these can only be found in the karma bhumi. You will not find two sense, three sense, four sense beings in the bhog bhumi. Okay. So in the countless islands where there is bhog bhumi, you will not find two sense, three sense, four sense beings. Okay. But only where there is karma bhumi will you find two sense, three sense, four sense. Okay. So if we just go back to the chart, just to show you this. Let me show you this. So the 2.5 islands in the center, that has karma bhumi. So you will find two sense, three sense, four sense beings there. Then in the countless islands and oceans after that, you will not find any there. However, in the last Dweep, the last island, the Swayambhu Raman Dweep, you will find 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 beings only on the outside of this mountain range. You will see this mountain range here. So only in the outside. So this area here is where you will find 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents beings, like huge bumblebees, huge earthworms, huge seashells. You will probably find these here. Also in the Swayambhu Raman Dweep, you will find them. And also in this 4 corners, which are known as the Chatushkona Bhumi. So that's where you will find 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents. So these 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents are not found everywhere. They are only found in the very specific areas. Yes, you understand? Yes, Haji, Naji, Haji. Yes, everyone understand?
Yeah,
Please.
Haji.
Haji.
Very good. Okay. Inaben prashna che?
I wanted to ask, I struggle to distinguish between this ek indriya, be indriya, tran indriya. So, kevi rite, how do we figure that out?
Figure what out?
Ke a be indriya જીવ છે, a tran indriya જીવ છે.
Jene matra sparsh, those who only have the a sense of touch, they are the one sense, like vegetation, like water, fire, earth, wind. So these are one sense. They only have the sense of touch. So they are the one sense being. Then there are 2 senses. So they have touch, sparsh, ras, and they have taste. So 2 senses have touch and they have taste. So like earthworms, they have touch and they have taste. So the scriptures gives us examples of 2 sense beings. Then there's touch, taste, sparsh, ras, gandh, smell. So 3 senses have smell as well. 4 senses have sight, eyesight as well. And 5 senses have hearing as well. So
Okay, thank you.
Creation is done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if we move on. अब 2.5 दिन की रचना को समझेंगे उसके लिए दिखाए chart number 4. So this is chart number 4. This is, we've seen this chart many times. No, this is chart 4. No, it's chart 3. So this is chart 4. Yeah. So this chart tells us where the humans reside. So right in the middle, you see this yellow dot. This is Jambudweep, then Navan Samudra, the Dhatkikan, then Kalodari Samudra, then half of Pushkar Dweep called Pushkarar the Dweep. Yes, so that's where humans reside. So let's see what else they say here. यहाँ नीले रंग में 2 समुद्र दिखाए हैं, लवण समुद्र, कालोदरी. So there's 2 oceans in it. कालोदरी को कालोदत भी कहते हैं. लवण समुद्र के बीच में अत्यंत छोटा गोल जम्बूद्वीप है तथा 2 समुद्रों के बीच धातकी खंड द्वीप है. कालोदक समुद्र के बाहर पूरा पुष्कर द्वीप है जिसके बीचों बीच मानुषोत्तर पर्वत कंकणावृत्ति है. So we've covered this, so that's why I'm just reading very fast. See what there is anything new in it. जम्बूद्वीप तो एक अखंड गोलाकार है. So जम्बूद्वीप is plate shaped. Okay. धातकी खंड द्वीप के 2 भाग हुए हैं, पूर्व धातकी और पश्चिम धातकी. This is important. Okay, so pay attention. Yeah. So this, if you see here, let me just make this bigger. If you see here, so the island of Jambudweep in the center, that is one whole. That is one whole. Okay. However, the next 2 islands, which is this first island is Dhatkikhand here, and then the Pushkarar, the Dweep here. These islands are divided into 2. There's the eastern side and there's the western side. So there's a mountain range that runs right through in the middle here. You see, my pen is. So this mountain range, which is in the north, and this mountain range in the south. So this mountain range touches Kalodari Samudra at one end and the Manushottar Parvat at the other end. Similarly, there's another mountain range here, right inside Dhatkikhand as well, from Lavan Samudra up until the Kalodari Samudra on the south side and also on the north side. So this mountain range divides this island into two segments, the eastern segment and the western segment. Yes, understand? Haji?
Haji.
Very good.
Haji.
Okay. दो भागों को विभाजित करने वाले पर्वतों को नाम नाम है नाम है the name of the parvat is the name of the mountain is known as Ishwakar Parvat. So this is so this mountain range here, which you can see here, and this mountain range here, this is Ishwakar Parvat, read here, and this mountain range here. So because of this mountain range, this divides the island into the eastern segment, which is this side, and the western segment, which is this side. So this is Ishwakar Parvat, Ishwakar Parvat. Yeah. So the Ishwakar Parvat divides the islands into two. So what the whole point is this: whatever you see in Jambudvip here in the middle is replicated twice, once on the eastern side and once on the western side. So whatever you see in Jambudvip, okay, so this Jambudvip has Bharat Kshetra at the bottom, it has Videk Kshetra in the middle, it has Airavat Kshetra at the top. If I just can chart, you see, just see, show you. So can you see this this Jambudvip has Airavat Kshetra, Bharat Kshetra at the bottom in yellow, yeah, Videk Kshetra in brown here, then it has Airavat Kshetra, it has six mountain ranges, 7 lands, okay? So whatever you see here, okay, it's replicated twice. Once on the eastern side of the next island, next two islands, and once on the western side, yes? So if you look here, just see here. So this island, this is Dhatki-Khandweep, yes? So this Dhatki-Khandweep has this is the eastern side, this is the western side. So this eastern side also has its own Bharat Kshetra, has its own Airavat Kshetra, has its own Videk Kshetra, has its own mountain ranges, and it also has its own seven separate pieces of land. Yeah. So that's why it's so important to able to understand Jambudvip. So see, so if we divide, just imagine, let's look at this island because it makes it a lot clearer. Okay, so we'll just talk about this island here, Pushkardweep. Okay, so this is the dividing line here and the dividing line here. Okay, so let's just concentrate on this half. This is the eastern side of the island. Okay, so you'll see this area in red, that is the Airavat Kshetra. Yes, you can see Airavat Kshetra. Also, this brown bit is the Videk Kshetra. Okay. This yellow bit is the Bharat Kshetra. So this is Bharat Kshetra. Also, you see the mountain ranges. So in Jambudvip, you saw 6 mountain ranges. So similarly, you have 6 mountain ranges here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side. Okay. So because you have 6 mountain ranges, these mountain ranges in Bharat Kshetra, in Jambudvip, these mountain ranges lie horizontal from east to west, okay? But the mountain ranges here do not go from east to west, but they are in the formation of the spikes of a cycle, yes? So these are the mountain ranges here. So this is the eastern side. So similarly, the western side has exactly the same formation. So this is the Airavat Kshetra of the western side of Pushkardweep. This is the western Videk Kshetra of Pushkardweep. This is the Bharat Kshetra, western Bharat Kshetra of Pushkardweep. And again, you have 6 mountain ranges and 7 pieces of land. So the formation is exactly duplicate that of Jambudvip. Because these islands are a lot bigger than Jambudvip, the lands here are a lot bigger, but the formation is exactly the same. It's important. It's a very important point to understand. Hanji, yes, Hanji, Naji.
Haji.
Very good. Okay.
Haji.
Good. Thank you. So let's just see what they. आप चार्ट में देखना लवण समुद्र की उत्तर में एक और दक्षिण में एक ईश्वाकार पर्वत है जो कालोदत समुद्र तक फैला हुआ है उसी प्रकार पुष्करा द्वीप में भी दो ईश्वाकार पर्वत है. So you see there's two mountains. So there's if we talk about the Dhatki Khandvi, there's one mountain in the center here from the Laman Samudra up until the Kalodadi Samudra. Then there's a second mountain range here, again from Laman Samudra to Kalodadi Samudra, that divides this island into two, the eastern and the western segment. Then you have another mountain from the Kalodadi Samudra up until the Manushudra Parvat, and also from here, from the Kalodadi Samudra to the Manushudra Parvat, which divides the island of Pushkara Dweep into two separate segments. Let's see. So these mountains are known as Ishwakar Parvat. Usi prakar, so we've seen that. So let's just move on. Next. अब यहाँ क्रम से ऐसे विभाग हुए हैं. So how many divisions have we seen here? So let's just count. How many segments have repeated themselves? So we have one formation. So how many different formations have, so Jambudweep has a formation. So how many formations in total have replicated themselves? So we have one formation in Jambudweep. We have a second formation in this, the eastern half of Dhatki Khand. Then one formation in the western half of Dhatki Khand. Then one other formation, similar formation, in the eastern half of Pushkara Dweep, and one formation in the western part of Pushkara Dweep. So how many of these formations in total?
5.
5. Very good. Very good. That means you're all paying attention. This is wonderful. Yes, so that's exactly what I'm saying. So Jambudweep, Purva Dhatki, that's eastern Dhatki, Paschim. You have to remember these words. Purva means eastern and Paschim means western. So Paschim Dhatki, then Purva Pushkarad, Paschim Pushkarad. प्रत्येक के मध्य में एक एक बिंदु और गोलाकार बताया है. वे क्रम से 5 मेरु पर्वत है जिनके नाम उसी क्रम से इस प्रकार है. So there are 5 famous mountains that are at the center of the universe, okay? And each of this mountain has one formation each. We've counted 5 formations, we've counted 5 mountains. So one mountain has one formation. So the mountain in the center here is known as what?
Sumeru Parvat.
Meru Parvat. So this is the mountain here, yes, in the center, Meru Parvat. So similarly, there are 5 mountains. If I just show you the mountains first, where they are, then I'll tell you the names of the mountains. And it's important to try to remember these names. Even I don't always remember these things, but just because I don't, that doesn't mean you shouldn't. So it's a question of do as I say, not do as I do. Yes, do as I say, not do as I do. Yes. So look, there's one mountain here. Can you see this right in the center? This dot here. Yes. This is Sudarshan Meru. Yes. Then there is a second mountain here on the eastern side of Dhatki Khand. This mountain here, this here. Then there's a third mountain here. There's a fourth mountain here. And there's a fifth mountain here. Okay. So so Jambudweep has one mountain, Dhatki Khand has 2 mountains, and Pushkara Dweep also has 2 mountains. So let's just see what these mountains are called. So the first mountain is called Sudarshan Meru. Sudarshan Meru. Then second is called Vijay Meru. Third is Achal Meru. Fourth is Mandar Meru. Fifth is Vidyunmali Meru. So this is Sudarshan Meru in the center, okay? Then we have Vijay Meru. So this mountain is called Vijay Meru. These are very important mountains, okay? If you don't understand these mountains, you will not understand Jain geography, okay? So it's important to get this right. So this is Vijay Meru. Then the third mountain is Achal Meru. So the Achal Meru is here. So the Vijay Meru is on the eastern side of Dhatkikhand, and the Achal Meru is on the western side of Dhatkikhand. And there are two other mountains in Pushkar Dweep. One is Mandar Meru, and the fifth is Vidyunmali Meru. So Mandar Meru, this is Mandar Meru on the eastern side here, and Vidyunmali Meru is on the western side here. Yes. So each Meru has its own Bharat Kshetra. Each Meru has its own Videk Kshetra. Each Meru has its own Airavat Kshetra. Each Meru has its own set of 6 mountain ranges. Each Meru has its own set of 7 bhumis or pieces of land. Okay, so that's essentially the Manushya Lok. This is how the Manushya Lok is made up of. So if you, what you have to is very easy. So if you understand Jambudweep, then you will be able to understand the other 4 formations because they are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. So that's why it's important we try and understand the Jambudweep. Yes? Clear? So Sudarshan Meru, Vijay, Achal, I'm forgetting names. So Sudarshan in the middle, then Vijay Meru, Achal Meru, Mandar Meru, and Vidyunmali Meru. Yeah, so Sudarshan, Vijay, Achal, Mandar, and Vidyunmali Meru. So there's 5 Merus. Okay, so let's move on. प्रत्येक मेरु के पूर्व और पश्चिम में विदेक क्षेत्र है. So you see, each Meru, so the Meru is, these are the Merus. So on the eastern side and the western side of each Meru, what is this piece of land known as? What is this piece of land known as?
Videk Kshetra.
Videk Kshetra. So each Meru has its own Videk Kshetra, both on the eastern side and on the western side. Okay. So if I just show you the, so this is Meru right in the center. So that also has its own Videk Kshetra. This is the eastern Videk Kshetra. This is the western Videk Kshetra. So there's one Videk Kshetra per Meru. Okay. So this is the Videk Kshetra for the Sumeru Parvat. Yeah, so the one Videk Kshetra. So this is Sumeru's Bharat Kshetra, and this is Sumeru's Airavat Kshetra at the top. So each Sumeru has its own Videk Kshetra, its own Bharat Kshetra, and its own Airavat Kshetra. Okay, so let's see here. Go back to the other drawing. So this is Vijay Meru here. So this on the eastern side and on the western side, this is the Videk Kshetra for Vijay Meru. Yes. So who can show me where is the Airavat Kshetra for Vijay Meru? If you unmute Adi. I can't hear you. You're muted still. You're muted. Yes, Adi, you're muted. You have to unmute.
I think it's at the top of Dhatkikhand. Yeah, there.
Yeah, so this is the red. Yeah, so only this half. Yeah, only this half.
Yeah, that half.
Yeah, so that's the Airavat Kshetra for the Vijay Meru. Okay. And this is the Achal Meru, yes? So the Airavat Kshetra for the Achal Meru is this segment here, this half here, yes? That's why we have the dividing mountain, Ishwakar Parvat, in the middle, okay? So similarly, This is the Bharat Kshetra for Vijay Meru, this bit. And this bit is the Bharat Kshetra for Achal Meru here. Yes. Similarly, this is the Videk Kshetra for which Meru is this?
Mandar.
Mandar Meru. So this is Mandar Meru. This is its Videk Kshetra. This is its Bharat Kshetra. Only this bit here is its Bharat Kshetra. Yes. And this bit here is its Airavat Kshetra. And this is Vidyunmali Meru. This is its Videk Kshetra. This bit here, only half of it is its Airavat Kshetra. And this bit here, its half, this is its Bharat Kshetra. Yes. So there are 5 Bharat Kshetras in total. There's 5 Videk Kshetras in total and 5 Airavat Kshetras in total. So when you do pujas, when you read the Purans, okay, it will tell you, like, you know, this king was born in Bharat Kshetra. It's no good just saying this king was born in Bharat Kshetra, because there are 5 Bharat Kshetras. So to distinguish which Bharat Kshetra you are talking about, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? What do you do?
Which mountain it belongs to?
Huh?
Mountain, yeah.
Say which mountain the Kshetra belongs to?
You can say that, but the easier way of saying is Jambu Dweep ke Bharat Kshetra. Jambu Dweep ke Bharat Kshetra. Okay. So because there's only one Bharat Kshetra in Jambu Dweep, okay. But if you talk about the next 2 islands, if you talk about Dhatki Khand has 2 Bharat Kshetras. So you can't say Dhatki Khand ke Bharat Kshetra because there are 2. Then you have to refer to which Meru. Are you talking about the eastern Bharat Kshetra or the western Bharat Kshetra? Which Meru does it refer to? So then you need clarification. Yes. Okay. Let's move on. So प्रत्येक मेरु के पूर्व और पश्चिम में विदेक क्षेत्र है. प्रत्येक द्वीप के या अर्ध द्वीप के दक्षिण में एक एक भरत क्षेत्र और उत्तर में एक एक ऐरावत क्षेत्र है. So what does Dakshin mean and what does Uttar mean? What does Dakshin mean? What does Uttar mean? What is Dakshin? Dakshin, Adi.
Dakshin means south.
Very good. And Uttar?
I'm not sure what Uttar means, but I'm guessing north.
North. So you have 4 directions, yes? No, so you have the north, then you have the east, then you have the south, then you have the west. So the north is called what? What's the north called?
Uttar.
Uttar. And then the east is called what?
Dakshin. Dakshin.
Huh?
Dakshin.
Nahi. So east is called Purva. Purva is called east. It's important to remember these 4 names, okay? Because otherwise we get confused. So Uttar is north, Purva is east, Dakshin is south, and you have west, which is Paschim. Yes. So Uttar, Purva, Dakshin, Paschim. So when you talk about any formation, you talk about it clockwise. Yes. So Dakshin is actually always first. Dakshin is always first. Then you have the south, which is Purva first. The eastern side is first. Then you have the south, which is Dakshin. Then you have the west, which is Paschim. Then you have the north, which is Uttar. Yeah. So remember these 4 words. Uttar, which is north. South is Dakshin. Then Purva is east, and west is Paschim. So if I ask you, where does the sun rise? Where does the sun rise? Which direction does the sun rise?
Purva.
Purva. And where does the sun set? Paschim. That's right. प्रत्येक द्वीप के मीनिंग है, प्रत्येक द्वीप के अर्धद्वीप के दक्षिण में एक एक भरत क्षेत्र है, उत्तर में ऐरावत क्षेत्र है. यहाँ चार्ट में दक्षिण की ओर पीले रंग में बताए हुए भरत क्षेत्र, so yellow color was भरत क्षेत्र and the red coloring was That was Airavat Kshetra. Okay, we move forward a bit. So प्रत्येक मेरु संबंधी विदेक क्षेत्र, भरत क्षेत्र, ऐरावत क्षेत्र तथा अन्य भूमियां एवं पर्वत आदि की रचना कैसी है, ये बात हम जम्बूद्वीप की रचना देखकर निश्चित करेंगे. So the next so we finished this chapter. So the next chapter talks about Jambudweep. Okay, so let's just make a start on it, and then we'll then continue with it next Thursday. So this is the island of Jambudweep. Okay, so this is the island of Jambudweep. So let's just start off from here. सर्वप्रथम हम जम्बूद्वीप की रचना देखेंगे. इसे हम चार्ट नंबर 5 के आधार से समझेंगे. जम्बूद्वीप 1 लाख योजन व्यास वाला गोलाकार है. यह बात हमने अनेक बार देखी है. So what is the diameter here from this end to this end? What is the diameter?
100,000 Newton.
100,000.
1,000 Newton.
So 100,000 from the running from the west to the east is 100,000, and from the south to the north, how much is it?
100,000.
Exactly the same. It's an exact circle, yeah. So it's 100,000 yojans. I've said to you already, one yojan is equal to 4,000 miles, okay? And this is 100,000 yojans. What you have to do is 100,000 yojans times 4,000. So you will get the total mileage of Jambudweep. जम्बूद्वीप 1 लाख योजन व्यास वाला गोलाकार है. इसमें 6 पर्वत पूर्व से पश्चिम तक आड़े फैले हुए हैं. पूर्व की ओर भी लवण समुद्र को स्पर्श करते हैं और पश्चिम की ओर भी लवण समुद्र को स्पर्श करते हैं. So the next thing that they're saying is there are 6 mountain ranges. Okay, so there are 6 mountain ranges that go across. So they touch Lavan Samudra at both ends. Can you see 6 mountain ranges or not? Tell me. Can you see 6 mountain ranges? Yes or no? Can you count them or not? Just count them. See how many-
Yes.
You can
Yes.
manage to see them, yes? 6? Manage to count 6?
Yes.
Okay. Let
Yeah,
me count.
Haji.
Very good. So there's one mountain range here. Okay, this is the smallest mountain range just above the yellow area. That's one. Then you have another mountain range here. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is the 3rd mountain range. Then you jump. This is the 4th mountain range. This is the 5th mountain range. This is the 6th mountain range. Okay, so you have 6 mountain ranges that go across from the east to the west, and they touch Lavan Samudra at both ends. So if you have 6 mountain ranges, how many lands in between? So you have 6 mountain ranges. So if you have 6 mountain ranges, how many lands does that create in between in total? How many lands do you get?
7.
Seven. Very good. You are on the ball.
7.
You are on the ball. Very good. So let's count. Can you count the 7 pieces of land or not?
Yes, I can.
Yes,
Yes.
everyone else? Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Haji.
Haji, very wow. You guys are brilliant. Your eyesight is a lot better than mine. Okay, so we'll start from the top. In fact, we'll start from the bottom. So this yellow, this is Bharat Kshetra, first piece of land. Then this land in pink between the mountain ranges, that's the 2nd piece of land. Then this 3rd piece of land here. Then this is the 4th piece of land here. Yes. Then the 5th piece of land here. 6th piece of land here. Then the Airavat Kshetra in red is the 7th piece of land. Okay, so the 6 mountain ranges cause there to be 7 pieces of land. That's what it's saying. इसमें 6 पर्वत पूर्व से पश्चिम तक आड़े फैले हुए पूर्व की ओर इन पर्वतों को कुलाचल पर्वत कहते हैं. So these mountains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these mountains are known as Kulachal Parvat. What are they known as? Kulachal Parvat. It's important to remember some of these mountain ranges because they come up very, very often. So Kulachal Parvat, they're an important mountain ranges because there are 6 huge mountain ranges that run across Jambudweep. Okay, so these are called what? What are these mountain ranges called? Who's going to say? Who's going to say? Ashi, what are these mountain ranges called?
So there's Sudarshan Meru,
No. These six, Sudarshan is here, but these six mountain ranges, what are they called?
Vijay Meru,
No, Kulachal Parvat. They're called Kulachal Parvat, okay? And each of these six mountain ranges has its own name. We'll come to the name in a second, but in general, they are called Kulachal Parvat. Adi, Gudka. What are they called, these six mountain ranges? Adi. Kulachal Parvat. We'll look at the names in a second, but these are called Kulachal Parvat, so it's important to remember that. Okay. इस चार्ट में सबसे नीचे दक्षिण में जो पीले रंग दिखा रहा है उसके ऊपर पर्वत दिखाया है उसका नाम है हिमवान पर्वत. So these mountains, these Kulachal Parvats, they have their own names. Yes, so the names are written on the west, they're written on the left hand side here. So you'll see the smallest mountain just above the yellow bit. This is known as Himwan Parvat. Yes, can you see Himwan here? Himwan Parvat. Yes, so this mountain range is known as Mahahimwan. Yes, this is Himwan, this is Mahahimwan. This mountain range here, this is known as Nishad. Okay, this mountain here is known as Nila. Yes, this mountain here is known as Rukmi. This mountain is known as Shikhari. So can you read? Who can read Gujarati? Who can read Gujarati? Anyone? Fluently? Can you read these or not? Anyone can read this or not? Yes or no? I want to know who can read Gujarati. Anyone?
I can't read.
Huh?
I can't read it. I can read like some of the letters, but not all of them.
Okay. So everyone needs to improve on their Hindi or the Gujarati. Yes. This chart is also actually available in Hindi as well, but it's just that I've got used to this Gujarati. So this is Shikhari. Yeah. So I'm just going to repeat it once more so you remember. This is Shikhari. This is Rukmi. This is Nil. This is Nishad. Then at the bottom, you have Mahahimwan and Himwan. Okay, once more, yeah. So we have Himwan, we have Mahahimwan, Nishad, Nil, Rukmi, and Shikhari. Those are the six mountain ranges, okay? And then what you also have is the name of these lands as well. The names of the land are given on the right here. So this is Bharat Kshetra. Yes, you can see Bharat Kshetra here. Look, yeah. This is Bharat Kshetra. This land in pink here, this is known as Hemvat Kshetra. This bigger piece of land here is known as Hari Kshetra. Yes, you can see I'm just underlining them. This, yes, it's Videk Kshetra. This land here is known as Ramyak Kshetra. This land here is known as Hiranyavat Kshetra. This is known as Airavat Kshetra. So you have 7 lands. If we start from the top, Airavat, Hiranyavat, Ramyak, Videh, then Hari, Hemvat, and Bharat. So next Thursday, what we'll do is we'll talk about Jambudweep in a lot more detail. So we've come to our end of time today. If anyone has any questions, you are more than happy to ask. I'm happy to answer. But otherwise, we can conclude here. No questions, I take it, yes? Okay. So who wants to do Purnauti? Anyone? Who wants to do Purnauti? Anyone want to do Purnauti? Anyone? Ashi, you want to have a go? Do Purnauti?
Okay.
Yeah.
निज निजी निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है इसके लिए जिनवानी माँ को वंदना शत बार है.
Very good. Okay, now we'll just say Jai loudly. Yes. Simandar Bhagavan no Jai ho.
Jai ho.
Mahavir Bhagavan no
Jai
ho.
ho.
Pashwanath Bhagavan no Jai
Jai
ho.
ho.
Jinwani Mata no
Jai
Jai ho.
ho.
Kunkunacharya Deva no Jai
Jai
ho.
ho.
One Jain Dharma no
Harmano.
Jai
Jai
ho.
ho.
Oh.
Thank you everyone for participating. I'll see
Jai
you on Zoom
Jinendra.
at 3 p.m.
Jai Jinendra, and thank you
Thursday.
very much.
Yes. If you have any questions, obviously I can take them then. Jai Jinendra Badane. See you guys. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.